back to the Simonetta Leon Show. Today's episode will be very energizing as I welcome the iconic American rapper, Chingy. Welcome.
Hey, what's going on? What's up, y'all?
Everything is perfect. I'm so happy to have you. So you all know Chingy for making the Billboard Hot 100, right? Chart 8 different times.
Yeah.
Right? And the release of his double platinum album, Jackpot, and Smash hits right there. I mean, everybody knows that song, of course.
Yeah.
Chingy has managed to build his global fan base due to his notable hits featuring industry legends from Snoop Doggy Dogg to Janet Jackson, right? And Chingy's music has been featuring critical acclaimed films such as Leonardo DiCaprio's Don't Look Up, and is set to go on tour in 2023. And as an artist who has never stopped creating and recording and continues to chase, right, his passions, and of course, perfect his craft. So again, please welcome Chingy. I'm very excited. I mean, I grew up with your music, so thank you for being here. Yes, absolutely. So to begin, I would love to hear, about your earliest musical inspiration, maybe your childhood in Missouri, right? And what directed you towards the craft of rap and hip hop.
All right. So my early stages of music, I fell in love with music when I was really young, like 5, 6 years old. Just grew up in a household where my parents listened to a lot of music, Temptations, Marvin Gaye. They listened to a lot of the old school rhythm and blues and R&B music like that. And I love the Michael Jackson on the music side and on the entertainment side. Michael Jackson, when I saw him entertaining on stage, I said, I want to do that. And I also, one of my favorite rap artists was Eazy-E, may he rest in paradise.
Of course.
And maybe Michael Jackson rest in paradise.
Yes.
But Eazy-E made me want to rap. And so you put them two together, Eazy-E making me want to rap, inspiring me to rap, and Michael Jackson inspiring me to get on stage and clown. You get Chingy when you put those two guys together. And so them was some heavy influences on me doing what I do now and becoming Chingy, because they literally are the milestones and why I rap and entertain and perform.
And I mean, you were mentioning, you're from Missouri, right? Usually it's the West Coast or East Coast. I mean, there's incredible, of course, artists from Missouri. But was that anything that took you, that you felt that it was taking you down because you're from Missouri, or that was actually instead something that made you different?
Actually, being from the Midwest, no, it wasn't something that took me down at all. I felt like it made me and a lot of other individuals from where I'm from stand out and be different. Because, see, in St. Louis, we always knew you had the West Coast, you had the East Coast, and you have down South.
Yep.
The Midwest was never really popularized for the artists that came out of the Midwest, and it's a lot. It's a lot of artists that came out of the Midwest that's legendary and everything. So we always based everything on being different, being outcasts, and having our own sound, and changing and setting trends instead of following trends. As you can see, from guys like Nelly, which I was with last night, I came out on his show as a surprise guest in Phoenix. Like Nelly, he came out very different, stand out, got a different sound. I came out, same thing. Jaquan, Huey, a lot of artists from St. Louis came out with that same thing. And we always thrived on that, being different and having our own sound. So we knew coming from the Midwest, that's what we had to do. And that's what we did to get the Midwest, on the top tier.
Absolutely. I'm sure you are aware, but if you're not, you're a huge inspiration also for, young generation to listen to you. Because what you're saying, in my humble opinion, is the future. I mean, we keep on thinking about, big record labels or, big productions. I mean, the world belongs to us. Social media gave it back to us. We don't need their approvals anymore. And that's why they're also a little bit scared, because we can do things ourselves. But I think that what you're saying is so precious, especially, like you are young, let's pretend you're 15 years old, you really want to rap, what you're saying, it's so incredible, because you're saying, hey, I did things differently. I did things my own way. So everybody that is listening right now can do the same.
So far as doing things your own way, when you are passionate about something and have compassion for something and you do that and you focus on that and you love it dearly from the heart and from the gut,
yes,
success will come because the energy field feels that vibration of you projecting out that balance and great energy for what it is you want to be.
Mm-hmm.
And you'll start to see gifts come to you just because you love it so much and so passionate about it. Me, I just do what I love to do and things come to me.
Yes, that's beautiful.
You know what I mean?
That's beautiful. You call them gifts. How beautiful that is, right? To remember that everything that comes to us in life, it's a gift. Nothing is, granted just because. And we have to remember that. Even just being kind to each other. Because, there's a lot of people that get at the top and then they become nasty. They don't want to respond to you. They're like, hey, as your gift came, your gift can be taken away.
And with that being said, you treat others as you want to be treated.
Thank you.
So if you go out and project out this imbalanced energy in society and in this existence, 9 times out of 10, you're probably gonna get that imbalanced energy back.
Oh yes.
You know what I mean? And so it's all about you have cold hurt, you have hot hurt, negative polarity, positive polarity. It's when you get that warmth right here is where it feels really good, and that's at that balance.
Yes. Oh, I love your philosophy. That's also my philosophy. And I hope that people that are listening can, especially nowadays, we're all going through so much. And, honestly, society showed us its true colors. We cannot look outside of ourselves. You can only go inside.
And with that being said, I'm an advocate of going within to create my without.
Absolutely.
Mentally, spiritually, and physically.
Yes.
It's not enough importance on taking care of yourself and having a appropriate diet to eliminate dis-ease.
Yes.
See, when some people think of disease, they think it's something that can't be cured, but it's a dis-ease. Your body's just, you know what I mean?
I love you.
So,
yes, thank you.
Very important to eat right.
It's so important that we say these things, especially what happened. The message that kept on being portrayed out there is, I don't want to get into it, but just get this pill, just get that little thing, and okay, everything's gone. Come on, what about working out? What about a good diet? What about a good mental health? What about you working on you? Then I'm not saying, my father is a medical doctor. Thank goodness that we have good medical doctors, and hopefully there's still a lot of good medical doctors, because I'm starting to have some doubts there as well, but that's just me.
Right,
but,
me too.
That being said, I really want, even this is for doctors, please do incentivize your patients to do their own work. Do not just give them a pill. Again, our body has been designed and our mind has been designed to, again, go to that. Then, of course, society push us to go totally imbalanced. And that's the problem that we're having. But the cure, it's to go back within you.
Within. And so, and with that being said, so it's just like, a vehicle, which is a body. A vehicle is basically named after your body. So a vehicle being a car, that vehicle needs oil. That vehicle needs gas. That vehicle needs maintenance. Correct. And so your body needs minerals. Your body needs vitamins. Your body needs that healthy nutrition that goes within, because when what goes in you is actually what's creating those diseases.
Yep.
It's not just falling out the air. It's something going in you that's attacking your arteries and your organs that's imbalanced, and it's causing an imbalance effect on you. Exactly. And so eat right.
In fact, what I find dangerous of what has been portrayed in these last 2 years is that, again, everything, according to the big narrative, everything attacks you from outside. But doesn't work that way. I want to give you guys a message. And again, do not take my words for, just go and make your own researches. If your body is correct in homeostasis, I'm not saying that things do not happen. Hey, you can always get into an accident. Things can happen, but the majority of the times, if your body is balanced, you're not going to get sick. Just my husband, for instance, has been taking all of his vitamins. We also, personally, I I believe in oxygen. So, meaning like there are machines, that can give you like, I purchased myself a machine. It's called brown gas machine. So we do that. I also have Met that does kind of quantum medicine, call it that way. So what it does is that it helps you to be in balance with planet Earth vibrations. All of these notions seems weird or wonky or whatever, but instead there are the like, for instance, football teams or soccer teams, they all use that mat. They just don't tell you. Their athletes use that technology. The athletes use those machines to actually have more oxygen. Why? Because if you lack of oxygen, then all of your cells do not, work properly. So we need more oxygen. And this is just going also, I mean, 2 years of telling us do not breathe, basically.
The thing is, we're not, the kids are not taught that from adolescent. They're not taught to eat right. They're not taught these things about what they put in themselves and how to go about it. So the conditioning when they're little and when we small kids, the conditioning is, oh, here you go, you're hungry, eat this McDonald's.
Yeah.
So to a 3-year-old, the 3-year-old just hungry. You don't really care what it's eating.
Absolutely.
The parent gives them some food. The 3-year-old just want to eat. So you kind of grow up with this way of looking at it and this perception of you have to have meat, you have to have all these fried foods and all of this, and you put it in you. When actually is when you get wiser, meaning older, and you get your outlook on things, and you say, well, hold on, this is not good for me. Yep. These ingredients is not good for me. Let me switch it up a little bit, because maybe what I was taught, it was not the way.
Absolutely. And then how could you, if you're overweight, if you are stressed out, all of those, things, they do bring diseases. Like, for instance, stress. And I'm not saying there are a bunch of researchers that bring on the majority of diseases. These diseases are brought because we are all stressed out. So we have to work on ourselves. And like you're saying, on your diet, if you are obese, or if, things happen to you, it's just normal. Yeah. And, it's not body shaming whatsoever. I'm just saying work on yourself, because, sometimes we also can get overweight because, again, maybe it's, a tough moment and you start to eat a little bit more, and those things happen.
Sugar. It's a lot of things that cause people to gain weight that they don't really pay attention to. So like some people think is that just all of the food they're eating. Sometimes it's these little ingredients you just intake.
Yeah, all the, stuff that is over worked on, processed and exactly. I'm not saying, I also sometimes want like that junk food. I'm not saying that sometimes. My father is a medical doctor, always say, sometimes it's okay. Even because, again, if it makes you very happy, the important thing is that you eat that junk food so happy that it's kind of, balance out the negative effect.
But don't overindulge is the thing.
Exactly. Yeah. I don't know how we started to talk about this, but I'm so happy. I think that this is actually what people really need to hear, right? So how long did it take for your career, to take off? And did you struggle in the industry, right? With financial success also, if that was ever considered, walking away from music? Because I know, there's a lot of, like, for instance, Michael Jackson was talking about record labels, right? Trying to own people. He was very vocal about it.
Yeah. Actually, when I started in music, when I got my record deal, I've been doing it since the 80s. I got my record deal in end of 2002 with Capitol Records / Disturbing the Peace.
Yes.
And, long time coming. I've worked very hard for it, and, the right connections came about. And I got my record deal was signed December 14th, 2002. Right There came out 2003. That next year, it was #1 in the country.
Wow.
And so to some, it looked like an overnight success, but I have been doing music all my life. So it was no overnight. It was well work was put in. And so I think it was just timing of events, and it happened for me. Mm-hmm. And yes, of course, you get discouraged in this business going along especially when you're young. And that's why I would preach to, when you're young, have balanced minded individuals, like-minded individuals around you who want to see you win, and have a lawyer, have an accountant, all around you who's got your best interest. And you may even want to know a little bit about the business, do a little reading up on it, just so you can be aware of what you're getting into, and so you don't make those same mistakes that I made, not knowing and just trusting anybody and thinking people got your back when they don't. Because there's vultures out there who, they just want some money. They don't care about your well-being. They'll, if they can get over on you, they will.
Absolutely.
So you have to watch out, and you got to apply yourself mentally with a little knowledge on things. And so to all the upcoming artists out there that want to do this, make sure you get a great entertainment lawyer, entertainment accountant, and try to learn about the business yourself a little bit where you can. And keep great people around you. Keep good energy around you, and nobody that's just there because they want to benefit off money and suck you dry.
Absolutely. It's just so important. And I mean, we were talking about artists, but I think that what you're saying can be, brought to anybody that, just whatever you're doing, study very well what you're doing. Do not be a fool. Do not think that, things just happen. I'm saying it all the time, to people that watch. People are very successful. Do not think that they just got it. It's so much work that goes into it. And then, and also to maintain it, because like we were saying before, you did not even do it. You continue to do it. That's, the hardest part, in my opinion.
You gotta have that's where the passion comes in.
Yes.
If you love it that much to where you're passionate about it, you'll do it even if you're not making money. I'll still be doing this if I didn't have a record deal and all of that, because I love it. I'll still be doing it. It's times I get discouraged. It's times I get discouraged and I want to quit, but I know I can't, and I know I won't, and so I keep going.
Even because, like you were saying, gifts come. So I'm saying to everybody that is going through hard times right now, if you keep on putting your heart, the Lord knows. Those are the gifts that come when you put the work. And sometimes I always say, also miracles do happen. Miracles do happen. And, we try to put, everything perfectly, but the Lord just wants us to put a lot to, work into it and keep on being in your heart. And then gifts come, like you were saying, puts you
take it day by day,
right, the right people behind. Of course, he also, will test you. So we'll put you maybe even the snakes. And so that's why you're saying, be prepared. Just be on the look, because the snakes are always there. And hey, it happens to everybody. What did it mean to you to have, your first Billboard hit, platinum album, to work with such industry legends, such as, like we were saying, Snoop and Janet? I mean, what was it like inside of your heart and your brain? What was going on?
What it was like to have a Billboard charting record. Well, coming from, coming up, putting out local CDs and stuff, I've had songs on the radio in my city, St. Louis, and where I'm from and stuff. But when it began to be on a national level, and it was worldwide, and everybody was hearing it, and that's where the difference came in, because that's what you're working for. You want to, you want people in other cities to hear it, people in other countries to hear it, and so then it was a big deal because that's what I was striving for. And then when it happened, I was just appreciative, and I'll never take nothing for granted because I know it can be gone the next day. And so I was appreciative in the moment. And in the time being, and it still happens today where my music is played worldwide. And so I was just appreciative, and I enjoyed that people appreciated my music.
Yes. And I think that what you're saying keeps on going along with what we're saying. So I'm not saying that when you get to that success, this is at least me, maybe that day that, I don't know, the album is out or that thing, you can cheer and you can do everything. The day after, you go back at it and you keep on working, you keep on grinding. Because like we're saying, as the gifts come, the gifts can be taken away. So I think a lot of people have to check themselves nowadays and go back to planet Earth. And, because we all go through the same things, no matter how famous you are, how important you are, and everything can be taken away from you. I was actually just chit-chatting with the wife of Bob Saget. He was a dear friend of mine. And look what happened to him. I was talking with him in November, and January left us. So, God humbles you. And it's very important that we remember this, how life is precious, right? And everything we do, even this interview, I hope will inspire, will help a lot of people. And, even in this interview, you're giving your heart and your soul. This is important. This is what I would like for people in general to remember.
Exactly. Me too.
Where do you pull your, inspiration from for your work? As an artist that, of course, as we were saying, sustain an incredibly long career. I'm just, curious to know also what advice you have for newer artists, besides, of course, the beautiful advice that you already shared, if there's something else.
Where do I pull my creativity? Actually, to be honest, I've been doing this so long. Stuff just come to me. I can be anywhere. I was just on a plane. Because I just got back and home. I was just on a plane, and stuff just was coming to me on the plane that I was just writing down. So I can get inspiration just from anywhere. Sitting in my room, sitting on an airplane, just anywhere. To be honest, it just comes to me.
Do you get more topics, like for instance, love or the current state of the world? Is there anything outside that also gives you inspiration?
Depends on what I'm probably thinking in my mind at that point. Like I might, let's say I met a girl that I might have interest in. So that might have sparked the intimate type of record. You know what I mean? Or I may have some aggression about something I went through that I didn't like with some friends. That may spark some type of record with me talking about just phoniness.
Yes.
Or, it just comes like that. It depends on where my mind is.
Did you ever feel, and this is just me being curious, with, for instance, the current state of our world, did you ever feel I need to say something in a song, or that, is still something that you didn't do?
I do.
You do?
I've always done things like that. About the current state of the world, where it was that, I've always done things like that. Just even on my project Chinglish that I'm going to drop top of the year at some point, I have a song called Everything. And that's what I'm talking about. Everything in society.
Absolutely.
And so it's on that level.
Because I think that also for a music perspective, and now I'm talking to you as a fan and someone that listens to music, and I would like to talk with musicians in general, we want to hear content. People need inspiration. We need to hear things that do matter. I personally do listen to what, you're saying, and, and try to say, okay, is this song actually okay? It's a cool rhythm and everything, but is it teaching me something? I think that people are going back to that. They need to be, reminded, right? And also find some solution and think about things. Rap and hip hop have started from the streets and have started to teach us what was going on. How can we do things better? And I feel that, we have to go back a little bit at it, And also you were mentioning Michael Jackson. I mean, Michael Jackson was so incredible.
Michael Jackson was always teaching.
I mean, The Man in the Mirror, when I was a child, that was, my song. And I mean, because again, he was teaching you how, the only problem that you might have is that man in the mirror. Or the only friend that you truly would have, and so you have to work with that
yourself.
So how music inspired me as a child has to continue to inspire the future generations. So this is for every musician, right?
That's what it's here for. That's what music is about. Music is creation. Music is sound. That's what being comes out of sound. It starts with sound. That's why they say it's a big bang. Yes. Because it starts with sound. Creation comes from sound. And so music is very important to it.
Yes.
And so so you gotta have some stuff with some substance to it, because you wanna, it's cool to party. Even partying has substance to it. People wanna feel good. You know what I mean? People wanna go good environments and dance and stuff, and you gotta have that for people to it's mood striking.
Absolutely. The only thing that I'm saying is let's stop to keep on just, how could you say, many songs, they just give you a bunch of felonies and then you just get upset because people do those felonies. It's can we instead enrich people?
People need some wisdom.
Exactly.
You got to give the people wisdom to learn something.
Thank you. Absolutely. And so, and even if they're absolutely having fun, it's totally fine. And then, have some music sometimes to go back and reflect and add wisdom. And even when you're having fun, it doesn't mean that you have to commit felonies, So that's the only thing that I'm saying.
No felonies.
I think that, the world of Instagram and social media, brought, something very good. I always say, because of course gave us freedom. But of course we had this moment, probably this past 10 years, where it was all about me, me, me. And so that's why probably even that music started to, come about, being only, that type of energy. And now people are starting to realize, like we were saying, everything starts within. I mean, the world literally has collapsed in front of us. And if you don't go within, what else can you do, right? And so I think the musicians now have such an important roles, because musicians can be that novelist, that can bring those stories and speak up. Exactly.
Exactly. I try to do that myself, and so I do that. I don't really try, even through my social platforms and everything. I just try to spread some wisdom, spread some inspiration.
Absolutely.
Because it's important.
To close, is there a specific time in your life that you can share with me where you faced, your biggest rejection and how you overcame it?
Where I faced my biggest rejection.
If there's one or many, I don't know. We all working in the entertainment. We all have so many rejections.
You know what? To be honest with you, the Billboard Awards in 2004.
Okay.
I won 2 awards and I didn't get to go up and accept them. They sent them to me.
Okay.
I never understood that though, because I was like one of the biggest artists in the country, and I didn't understand as a kid being 24 why I wasn't able to go accept my awards like everybody else. So that was a rejection. When you spend your time as a kid watching a TV program, hoping to one day be on there.
Yes.
Hoping to one day be on there, and you finally get there, and you can't accept your awards like everybody else. Yes. They sent them to you, and they were some big awards. Best number 1 song in the country, best rap song, best rap artist. Some big awards. And I was there present, and I didn't go get a chance to accept my award like everybody else. As a 24-year-old, that hurt me. I didn't understand why. I still don't know why that happened.
So out of curiosity, so what happened? So they give you these awards. Why couldn't you just go and get them?
I don't know.
They just told you cannot come and get them?
They didn't say nothing. I didn't know anything about it, and they sent me my award.
Wow. So basically you were not even expecting it. So everything.
And I presented that night.
That's okay.
Yeah. So I just didn't. I didn't get it.
Of course. And so
it was like it was a dream. To be honest with you, it was a broken dream.
Oh yeah, I can only imagine. So you still have your awards, but like that child that grew up, that really wanted to be there, got like what?
I gave them away.
Oh wow.
So I gave it to my grandmama and I think my auntie, because I didn't feel it was appreciated.
Oh. Was that, of course, after that broken moment, did that give you actually more motivation to, keep on grinding, or how did you feel?
After that broken moment, I just kept going. I'm like one of them dudes, I brush it right off my shoulder. I don't let nothing really get to me to the point where I'm ecstatic about it and just tripping off of it and it's driving me. It happened. I moved forward, moved past it, and I just stayed me.
Well, so now when new awards will come, please do invite him. Please. We don't want, that child to have his heart broken again. It's over. We'll leave it to the past. And then I don't know if your family will ever give you your awards back. Maybe they wouldn't. Maybe now they.
I don't want them.
You really
I don't want them back. They can have them. I gave them to them for a reason. They can have them.
So we need new. We need new. So you need to tell me whenever you gotta get some new awards, and I'm gonna come and I'm gonna cheer for you, and I'm gonna hug you, and I'm gonna say, this time you got it.
I appreciate that.
Yeah. Well, honestly, because I somehow, even if it's different, but I know that feeling, and I know how hard it is to have, especially as a young artist growing up, your dreams and expectations, and have that heart broken and having to kind of put it pieces back together to continue.
Mhm.
And that is, again, a
Yeah,
message to
it can
everybody.
be difficult.
Were you actually excited when you knew that your song got picked up for the movie with Leonardo DiCaprio, Don't Look Up?
Actually, I just was looking at the movie and found out. No. You know what? No, I knew ahead of time.
Okay.
Because I just didn't know what movie.
Okay.
Because the publisher had let me know that my song was gonna be going in some movie.
Yeah.
This movie. I think they said the name of it, but I didn't know what the movie was gonna be.
Yeah.
And so one time I was looking at it and I heard it. It was the first song that came on in the movie. Yeah. So I was like, oh, nice. That's cool. People was talking about it.
Yes. And now you're, of course, I know, all set up for a big tour, right? Coming up.
Oh yeah. I just got off tour, the Millennium Tour.
Okay.
Did 2 months on that tour, and now we're finna go overseas and tour for about a month.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Are you coming
So-
to the East Coast at all?
I've been to the East Coast. I just came from the East Coast on the Millennium Tour.
I just missed you. Is there anything else that you would like to share with me today?
I just want to say thanks. I appreciate everybody that support Chingy, that's been supporting Chingy from day one. Follow me on all my social platforms at Chingy IG, Chingy on YouTube, TikTok, Twitter, Facebook.
All of it.
Get my new single That Good. It's out right now. You can stream it. My other single Can't Blame Me. Look out for my project Chinglish coming out top of the year. And I got a cologne called Catch for Men that you guys can check out. It smells really great. I just gifted Nelly some last night at the show.
Nice.
And I appreciate everybody that support me. Gotta get it.
Yes.
Called Catch.
Yes.
Talk Shop Live is where I'm selling it. Talk Shop Live.
Okay. Perfect.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. And if I can, again, as a fan and now a new friend of yours, I want you to know how you're so well spoken and you have so much to give to this world. So I want you to know that, because in this interview, I think that you gave way more than music. So music, as we said, it's a vibration. It's, it's so important and brings people together. And it's so beautiful to know that behind that music, there's such a...
You know what? With that being said, give me 1 second.
Yes, I'll wait for you.
I got a headline called 369 Creative Mind.
Okay.
With the 3-6 and the 9 represent frequency, energy, and vibration.
Okay.
And so with the hats, as you can see, it's the 369, but I have the 12 out of the 12 zodiacs. I got each birthstone. I got one birthstone in each hat. So it's 12 hats with a birthstone for each zodiac sign.
Perfect.
And so mine's is aquamarine, as you can see that.
You're Pisces, right? I believe.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, Pisces.
I'm an Aquarius. So do you remember what stone is for Aquarius? Yes.
Aquarius. Man, I can't.
Maybe I
right
think it's amethyst. I think it's amethyst. I don't. Do you think?
Amethyst.
I think
you
so.
You might be right.
Yes. So I need a hat.
Yeah.
Is that the amethyst? That's my hat. That's my hat.
Oh, is that it? Yeah. I ain't sure. I just put it up there.
Yeah, that's my hat.
But yeah, so yeah, this is the 369 Creative Mind for all the creators of the world and existence. Yeah, that's what it is.
That's so beautiful because, again, it's fashion, but it also brings you good energy. And it's not just a myth, especially, I mean, come on, guys, we had 2 years to just, a lot of people had a lot of time on their hands and they just read and they just learned. And if you still didn't understand that this world is all a vibration, I don't know what else to tell you. Please keep on your researches. So what you're doing also as a fashion influencer, I think it's so innovative and important, like to bring, stones into fashion is such a cool idea. And also beautiful here because it goes in your third eye. So
yeah, exactly. Thank you.
Have a wonderful day.
You too. Peace and love.
Thank you. Peace and love to you.